Philip Heselton is a retired British conservation officer, a Wiccan initiate, and a writer on the subjects of Wicca, Paganism and Earth mysteries. He is best known for two books, Wiccan Roots, Gerald Gardner and the Modern Witchcraft Revival, and Gerald Gardner and the Cauldron of Inspiration, which gather historical evidence surrounding the New Forest Coven and the origins of Gardnerian Wicca. In his non-literary life, his interest in landscape led to a degree in geography and a career in town and country planning. Eventually he became a conservation officer for Hull City Council before his retirement in 1997. 1960s–1970s lay hunting. Heselton has been described by Alan Watkins, son of Alfred Watkins, as the person who led the post-war revival of academic and practical interest in lays. In 1962, Heselton and others collaborated to form the Lay Hunters Club, a revival of Alfred Watkins' Straight Track Club. The Lay Hunters worked on a hypothesis that ley lines were not just prehistoric trackways but were in some way connected with UFOs. Heselton edited the first issues of the club's journal, The Lay Hunter, in 1965–66 and frequently contributed articles to the journal when it reappeared between 1969 and 1976. 2000 onwards, Gerald Gardner and the Origins of Wicca. Since 2000, Heselton's publications have all centered on the origins of Wicca and its popularizer Gerald Gardner. His first publication in this area was Wiccan Roots. Heselton's second tome detailing his investigations was Gerald Gardner and the Cauldron of Inspiration, an investigation into the sources of Gardnerian witchcraft, again published by Capel-Band. The book was reviewed by Pagan Studies scholar Chas S. Clifton in the Pomegranate Academic Journal, in which he praised Heselton as an outstanding researcher, who had dug deeper than anyone before him into Gardner's life. Clifton, however, criticized Heselton's interpretation of his data, remarking that he was handicapped by his desire to vindicate Gardner's account of events. Clifton then proposed an alternative account to Heselton's, in which Gardner founded Wicca in the early 1950s and invented the story of the New Forest Coven to post-date it. Reviewers in the pagan press were enthusiastic about the book, treating it as a vindication of traditional accounts of Wiccan origins, although one described it as speculative. A more critical account of the origins of Wicca was previously provided by Ronald Hutton, but the relationship between the two appears warm. Hutton has written in the foreword to Gerald Gardner and the Cauldron of Inspiration, Philip Heselton is the most interesting, the valuable and enjoyable author who has yet written on what is becoming one of the greatest riddles in the history of modern religion, the origins of pagan witchcraft. In 2012, Heselton's biography of Gardner, Witchfather, was published in 2 volumes by Thoth Publications. This is the first posthumous biography of Gardner, and only the second after Gerald Gardner, which, published in 1960 and attributed to Gardner's initiate Jack Braceland, but in fact written by Idris Shah. In the Pomegranate, the biography was reviewed by Pagan Studies scholar Ethan Oil White, who commented that it was more exhaustive with greater detail than Heselton's prior tomes and was excellent in most respects. He nevertheless expressed a skeptical opinion of Heselton's uncritical use of Patricia Crowther's testimony regarding Alexander's, the omission of any mention of Anton Miles, and a lack of biographical depth on the individuals who surrounded Gardner. He was very critical of Thoth's decision to divide the book into 2 volumes, believing that it was done to increase revenues and was detrimental to Heselton's text. Overall, he was positive about the biography, describing it as the definitive biography of this fascinating pioneer, and argued that it crowned Heselton as the foremost and greatest independent researcher active in the field of pagan studies. John Bellarmine initially considered writing a biography of Doreen Valiant, but feeling that he was incapable of doing so, he commissioned Heselton to do so, publishing the result as Doreen Valiant, which through his Doreen Valiant Foundation in 2016. It held its launch party at the esoteric-themed bookstore Treadwells in central London in February 2016. Shortly after Bellarmine's death, it was again reviewed in the Pomegranate by Doyle White, who described it as an easily accessible read, adding, "There can be little dispute that once again, Heselton has done a great service to the study of Wiccan history." Publications with Jimmy Goddard and Paul Baines, Skyways and Landmarks Revisited. With Brian Larkman, Earth Mysteries, An Explanatory Introduction. Tony Wedd, New Age Pioneer. Northern Earth Mysteries. ISBN 0948635010. The Elements of Earth Mysteries. Element Books. ISBN 1852302283. Secret Places of the Goddess. Contacting the Earth Spirit. Capelban Publishing. ISBN 1898307407. Mirrors of Magic, Evoking the Spirit of the Dewponds. Capelban Publishing. ISBN 1898307849. Ley Lines, A Beginner's Guide. Hodder Arnold. ISBN 0340743166. Magical Guardians, Exploring the Spirit and Nature of Trees, Second Revised Edition. Capelban Publishing. ISBN 1861630573. Wiccan Roots, Gerald Gardner and the Modern Witchcraft Revival. Capelban Publishing. ISBN 1861631103. Gerald Gardner and the Witchcraft Revival, The Significance of His Life and Works to the Story of Modern Witchcraft. IHO Books. ISBN 1872189164. Gerald Gardner and the Cauldron of Inspiration, An Investigation into the Sources of Gardnerian Witchcraft. Capelban Publishing. ISBN 1861631642. Witchfather, A Life of Gerald Gardner. Volume 1. Into the Witch Cult. Loughborough, Leicestershire. Thoth Publications. ISBN 9781870450805. Witchfather, A Life of Gerald Gardner. Volume 2. From Witch Cult to Wicca. Loughborough, Leicestershire. Thoth Publications. ISBN 9781870450799. Doreen Valiant, Witch, The Centre for Pagan Studies. ISBN 9780992843076 9780992843069.